All right, Mr. Tox, your attorney is present on Zoom with me.
Señor Tox, su abogado está presente en Zoom conmigo.
And
Yes.
may I hear the terms of the plea agreement?
¿Y puedo escuchar los detalles del acuerdo?
Terms of the plea agreement are withhold, court costs, costs of prosecution. There's $237.50 cost of investigation to the sheriff's office.
El acuerdo es el siguiente: no sería condenado culpable formalmente, costos judiciales, costos por el procesamiento judicial y $237.50 por el costo de la investigación a la policía del condado.
Is the charge still DV battery?
El cargo todavía es DV, agresión física.
Yes, Judge, and we're asking the court to not impose probation or batter's intervention program, and there's a couple of reasons for that.
Sí, su señoría, le estamos pidiendo también a su señoría que no imponga una libertad probatoria y que tampoco imponga un requisito que indique que el acusado tiene que asistir a una clase de personas acusadas por agresión física.
The first reason is that we've spoken to the victim in the case and she is not cooperative.
La primera razón es que hemos hablado con la víctima relacionada con este caso y ella no está cooperando.
Second issue is that Mr. Tox has been in custody since the date of offense, which looks like almost 2 months ago, which is ordinarily more time than we would ask for on a case like this.
La segunda razón es que el señor Tox ha estado encarcelado ya por bastante tiempo, desde el día del delito, unos 2 meses ya, y eso es más que el tiempo que nosotros solicitaríamos.
And lastly, my understanding is he has some immigration issues, so I believe there's probably a likelihood that he may get deported or that he certainly will be transferred to immigration custody from our jail.
Y por último, tenemos información de que él tiene una orden de detención de inmigración, por lo tanto, lo más probable va a ser deportado o por lo menos va a ser transferido a manos de inmigración.
All right. Based upon those reasons, the court's willing to accept the plea as stated.
Your Honor, may I bring something up?
En esas razones, el tribunal va a aceptar el acuerdo.
Please repeat what you just said so the interpreter can translate what you said to your client. But yes.
May I bring something up, Your Honor?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Hold on.
¿Puedo decir algo, su señoría? Sí.
I understand Mr. Stewart has way more cases than I do. I would just cordially remind Mr. Stewart that we had spoken via email, and Mr. Stewart, you had told me on January 25th that you were willing to amend it to a non-DV battery, subject to Your Honor's approval.
Tengo entendido que yo entiendo que el señor Stewart tiene muchos más casos que yo, y cordialmente le quiero decir que usted y yo hablamos el 25 de enero y que acordamos que usted iba a enmendar este caso a un caso que no va a ser de DV, agresión física.
You're right. I failed to make a note of that. So yes, we'll ask the judge to amend to the charge to just a simple battery, non-domestic violence.
Thank you.
So I'm sorry, go ahead.
Sí, tiene razón, ya había escrito una nota sobre eso, por lo tanto le vamos a pedir al juez que enmiende el cargo a un cargo de agresión física simple, sin que sea de violencia doméstica.
All right. So the state is amending the charge. Tommy, what do you need to enter to reflect that it is changed from DV battery to simple battery? What's that?
I'm working on it right now. 1 second.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Stewart.
And counsel, you'll waive formal filing and arraignment?
Yes.
Abogado, usted renuncia al derecho de que se entable el caso formalmente y una lectura de cargos.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Sí, su señoría.
Let me just make sure that our clerk can properly reflect the amendment before we go forward with the plea.
Yo quiero estar seguro que la actuaria refleje la enmienda apropiadamente antes de proceder.
All right. All right, Mr. Tox, would you please raise your right hand?
Muy bien, señor Tox, por favor, levante su mano derecha.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Usted jura o afirma solemnemente que el testimonio que va a proporcionar va a ser la verdad, toda la verdad y nada más que la verdad.
Sí.
Yes.
All right, put your hand down, please.
Muy bien, baje su mano, por favor.
All right, Mr. Stewart.
Muy bien, señor Stewart.
Sir, please state your name and your date of birth.
Señor, por favor, diga su nombre y su fecha de nacimiento.
Edgar Leonicio Toxiar, 5 de octubre de 1994.
Edgar Dionisio Tox Ciar, October the 5th, 1994.
You're charged with one count of battery. Do you understand the maximum penalty for that is 1 year in the county jail?
Usted ha sido acusado de un cargo de agresión física. ¿Usted entiende que la sentencia máxima es 1 año en la cárcel del condado?
No.
No.
Okay, well, that's the maximum penalty you could face if you were convicted. However, we do have a plea agreement, but I'm just letting you know what the maximum penalty is.
Muy bien, entienda que esa es la pena máxima que usted pudiera enfrentar. Yo entiendo que hemos llegado a un acuerdo para algo diferente, pero solamente le estoy informando cuál es la pena máxima.
So do you understand that, sir?
Así que usted entiende eso, señor?
Sí.
Yes.
En vez,
I'm sorry, he got cut off.
Ask him to repeat it.
¿Puede repetirlo?
sí.
Okay, you understand then?
Your Honor, I thought he got caught up, but
I know he did.
Said, can you repeat what you just said? And then
All right.
I said, can you repeat it? And he said, yes.
So let me ask him. Sir, you understand that the maximum penalty for the offense of battery is 1 year in the county jail, but that is not what you are going to get if you accept this plea deal.
Señor, usted entiende que la pena máxima que usted enfrenta por el delito de agresión física es 1 año en la cárcel del condado. Sin embargo, esa no va a ser la sentencia que vamos a imponer. Yo solamente quiero asegurarme de que usted lo entiende. ¿Entiende?
Sí, lo entiendo.
Yes, I understand.
Please continue.
Por favor, continúa.
Do you understand the plea agreement in this case, which we've just gone over?
¿Usted entiende los detalles del acuerdo que le acabamos de explicar?
Sí, entiendo.
Yes, I understand.
Knowing that, how do you wish to plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Ahora que usted sabe esto, entonces, ¿cómo quiere declararse? ¿Culpable, no culpable o no disputo?
No me opongo.
No,
No me opongo.
no contest.
Have you read and signed a plea form?
¿Usted ha leído y ha firmado un formulario para declararse no me opongo?
No.
No.
Counsel, did you go over a plea form with your client?
Sí.
I did, Your Honor.
Yes.
We went over it.
Oh, he changed his mind. He said yes.
Okay. Was that plea form in Spanish?
¿Ese formulario estaba en español?
Sí, en español.
Yes, in Spanish.
And are you able to read and understand the Spanish language?
¿Usted sabe leer y entender el idioma español?
Sí.
Yes.
You understand all the rights on that form you're waiving when you enter your plea, including your right to have a jury trial.
¿Usted entiende todos los derechos a los cuales usted renunciaría al declararse no me opongo, incluyendo el derecho que usted tiene de proceder a juicio?
Sí.
Yes.
Do you understand by entering a plea, you're giving up your right to have your attorney file any motions on your behalf or to argue any defenses on your behalf at trial, such as self-defense?
¿Usted entiende que al usted declararse de esta manera, no me opongo, usted renuncia al derecho que usted tiene de que su abogado presente cualquier petición y también que presente argumentos para defenderlo a usted durante ese juicio, incluyendo la defensa propia?
Sí.
Yes.
Do you understand battery is an enhanceable offense, meaning if you commit it again in the future, you could be charged with a felony?
Se entiende que la agresión física es un delito que se puede tornar más y más serio. Eso quiere decir que si es condenado por este delito en el futuro, usted podría ser acusado de un delito mayor.
Sí, entiendo.
Yes, I understand.
Do you suffer from any mental illnesses?
¿Usted sufre de alguna enfermedad mental?
No.
No.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs or alcohol?
¿Usted actualmente está bajo los efectos de droga o alcohol?
No.
No.
Do you understand if you're not a citizen of the United States, this plea will result in your deportation or removal from the country?
¿Usted entiende que si usted no es ciudadano de los Estados Unidos, esta declaración de no me opongo podría resultar en su expulsión o deportación de este país?
Sí.
Yes.
If you were deported as a result of this plea and conviction, would you still enter it?
Si usted fuera a ser deportado como resultado de esta declaración de no me opongo y la condena, ¿usted como quiera se declararía no me opongo?
No me opongo.
No contest.
No, that doesn't answer the question. Let me ask a little further.
Eso no contesta la pregunta. Permítame hacerle una profundizar en la pregunta.
Counsel, did you discuss potential deportation consequences with your client?
Señor abogado, ¿usted habló con su cliente acerca de las posibles consecuencias de deportación?
100%, Your Honor. I'm in fact his immigration attorney.
100%, su señoría. Hasta me comuniqué con el abogado de inmigración de él.
All right.
No. May I make a correction, Your Honor?
Yes.
And with all due respect to the interpreter, I didn't say I was in contact with his immigration attorney. I said I am his immigration attorney.
I was talking at the same time, and I assumed that's what he was going to say. So I'm sorry, Your Honor. If you can repeat that.
Please. Well, Mr. Delamar said he is Mr. Tox's immigration attorney as well as his criminal attorney.
Oh, okay. Sí, el intérprete tiene que hacer una corrección. Él no dijo que habló con el abogado de inmigración. Él dijo que él es también el abogado de inmigración de él.
And so you specifically also, then I assume, went over the potential consequences of the domestic violence designation versus simple battery and how that may or may not benefit him.
Y yo me imagino también que usted habló con él acerca de las posibles ramificaciones y diferencias entre el cargo de agresión física con violencia doméstica comparado con el caso de agresión física simple y cómo eso podría beneficiar o perjudicar a su cliente.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Sí, su señoría.
All right. So, Mr. Tox, do you have additional questions about your immigration status or about the consequences of this plea with regards to your immigration status with your attorney? Do you have any more questions for him?
Así que, señor Tox, ¿usted tiene alguna pregunta adicional acerca de las consecuencias de este caso con inmigración o acerca de las consecuencias de su declaración de no me opongo relacionado a este caso?
No.
No.
All right. So the question then is, if you are deported as a result of this conviction,
Así que la pregunta es la siguiente. Si usted es deportado como consecuencia de esta declaración de no me opongo,
would you still enter your no contest plea nonetheless?
usted como quiera y a pesar de eso, ¿se declararía no me opongo?
Sí, no me opongo.
Yes, no contest.
All right.
Sir, have you had enough time to speak to your attorney, Mr. Delamar, about what you're doing here today?
Señor, ¿usted ha tenido tiempo suficiente para hablar con su abogado, el señor de la Mar, acerca de lo que usted está haciendo aquí en el día de hoy?
Sí.
Yes.
Do you need any more time to speak to him about this case or the potential immigration consequences of this plea?
¿Usted necesita más tiempo para hablar con él acerca de este caso o acerca de las posibles ramificaciones relacionadas con inmigración?
No.
No.
And are you satisfied with his advice and representation?
¿Y usted está satisfecho con la asesoría y la representación de él?
Sí.
Yes.
Do you have any more questions for the court before you go ahead with your plea?
¿Usted tiene más preguntas para el juez antes de proceder con su declaración de no me opongo?
No.
No.
Okay, the state will tend to the plea.
Muy bien, la fiscalía presente el acuerdo.
I have reviewed the probable cause affidavit
Muy bien, yo he analizado la declaración jurada de causa probable
and find that there is a sufficient factual basis and venue.
y voy a determinar que existe suficiente fundamento de los hechos y jurisdicción.
I have considered the colloquy
Yo he considerado el coloquio
and find the plea to be freely, knowingly, and voluntarily entered.
y voy a determinar que la declaración de no me opongo se hizo libre, inteligente y voluntariamente.
Therefore, I will accept the plea
Por lo tanto, voy a aceptar la declaración de no me opongo
and impose sentence as follows.
y voy a imponer la siguiente sentencia.
For the amended offense of simple battery,
Por el delito enmendado de agresión física simple,
withhold of adjudication,
no va a ser condenado culpable formalmente,
$572 in court costs,
$572 en costos judiciales,
$50 public defender application fee,
$50 por la solicitud para el abogado de oficio,
$50 cost of prosecution,
$50 por el costo del procesamiento judicial,
$237.50. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Jan.
Cost of investigation to the Collier County Sheriff's Office.
$237.50 por el costo de la investigación a la policía del condado de Collier.
90 days to pay all financial obligations.
90 días para pagar todas las obligaciones económicas.
Does everyone agree that those are the correct terms?
Todo el mundo está de acuerdo con el hecho de que estos son los detalles correctos del acuerdo.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Judge.
Time,
Sí,
please.
señor. Sí,
Sign the
señor.
judgment. Thank you. All right, good luck to you, sir.
Muy bien, gracias y buena suerte a usted, señor.
Corporal Rumley, hi. It's good to see you, sir.
How do you guys, sir?
I'm doing well. Everything good? You feeling good? Still staying healthy?
Always.
All right, it's good to see you.
Feeling great. How are you, sir?
Life is great. Take care, sir.
Hey, have a blessed weekend.
You too. All right, thank you, Mr. Delmar.
Thank you, Your Honor, and thank you to Mr. Stewart.
All
And the
right,
clerk.
everybody.
Thank you.
Have a good weekend. Take care.
Bye.
Oh, someone else is signing in? Signing in. Do we have one more today?
We do.
Yes,
Where'd Mr. Stewart go? You too, sir. Thank you.
I think on the other one it has Mr. Rusinko as the attorney.
Oh, okay. All right. Hello, sir. Go ahead and unmute. Sir, can you hear me? Go ahead and unmute, please. All right. Sir, can you hear me? I need you to unmute.
Yes,
All right. Oh, there's Mr. Carney. He's signing in now.
okay.
All right, your attorney is signing in. We just need to wait for the state attorney. We're about 6 minutes early. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the live stream for just a moment. I'm going to go ahead and turn my microphone and camera off, but I'll be back as soon as the state attorney joins us, okay?
Great, thank you.
Yes, sir. All right. Mr. Carney and Mr. Shalal, please go ahead and unmute.
Good afternoon, Judge Lee Carney here.
Good afternoon, sir. And state, please announce your presence.
Michael Rosinko on behalf of the state, Your Honor.
All right. I'm going to have to ask everyone to speak up a little bit. I've got my volume turned up all the way. Sorry, I'm using the regular computer speakers and they're not very good. So I'll just ask everyone to speak up, all right? We are here on the matter of State of Florida versus Dennis Ray Shalau, 13 CT 963. This is the defense's motion to set aside the VOP warrant. Has anyone contacted probation? Were they planning on attending today's proceedings?
Well, I do believe my notice of hearing was sent to them also.
All right.
I did get an email from probation about this case, and they indicated that all the terms were complete and they had no issue with him, with the defendant setting aside the bench warrant.
Well, it's not a bench warrant, it's a VOP warrant.
Oh, I'm sorry, the VOP. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, yes, that is correct.
All right, so it's the state's position that the motion should be granted?
Yes, Your Honor. No objection.
And you're asking the court then to just simply terminate probation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Carney, anything else you want to add?
No, sir, that is, unless you want me to send in an order.
I'll need an order, yes.
We'll need an order, I'm sorry, yes, okay.
All right. May I just ask, Mr. Shalau, where have you been the last several years?
Sir, to be honest with you, I'm do nothing but work. I work 80 to 90 hours a week. I drive 2.5 hours to work and 2.5 hours home from work. I have no time. I have tried contacting probation throughout the last couple of years, trying to get it resolved. And then I was afraid it wasn't going nowhere because I really didn't get too much feedback. And then with me being so busy, I would miss calling back. So I really wanted to get this taken care of. So the best way I knew, and I talked to a few people, was to make sure that I tried to get a lawyer, just so that way everything would be done correctly. After I messed up on my probation at the end because I couldn't afford to impound my truck because I drive so far, I finally had talked to somebody and they said I could borrow a vehicle. I got that taken care of after I'd gotten a lawyer. I just try to do the things the right way. I lost my job at the post office just after this incident happened. It's all my mistake. I don't blame nobody but myself. But after that, I got into construction. That's all I do is work.
It doesn't look like that's I may be wrong, but it doesn't look like a Florida house that you're in. Are you still in the state of Florida?
No, sir. I live in Michigan.
All right. And you've been there for how long?
My whole life.
Well, you were in Florida at one point. Were you just out here visiting?
I was down picking up a boat for a gentleman, and I hadn't seen a friend for about 15 years, and he asked me to stop in and have a couple drinks with him. I didn't know the laws down there, and I promise you, I usually never. I'm
pretty sure they got DUI laws in Michigan too.
Yeah, they're not as strict, but
right.
I learned my lesson. I don't drink and drive, period. Actually, I'm not really even a drinker. It just happened to be that I met up with a buddy and we thought we could do things, and I made a mistake.
No doubt. All right, sir. The motion is granted. Mr. Carney, the motion to set aside the VOP warrant is granted, and the order should also include that probation is hereby terminated.
All right, that's fine.
Because otherwise this will just remain active, and we don't need that.
I understand, sir.
All right. I hope you're sincere. I hope you learn your lesson. I hope you never have to see someone wearing black robes ever again, except on maybe TV.
Me too.
All right.
Thank you.
Take care, sir. All right.
Thank you.
Everybody.